Hi guys, I enrolled into the ALX Virtual Assistant Program and we are in Cohort 6. So this program is from ALX in partnership with the MasterCard Foundation. So with the partnership, we were able to join this program for free. So I didn't manage to record week 1 and week 2. So I just thought of this when we started week 3. What I'm going to do right now is take you through the portal. So I realized that going through the portal seemed to be the most challenging thing to do. So I decided that I'm going to do this session so that in case in future you guys will be interested in joining the program and it happens that this partnership goes on, then you will be able to find it easy to maneuver through the portal. So in this session, I'm going to take you through the portal using the week 3 module or week 3 course. So just note that this recording or this video is for week 3. I think I will be able to do a recording for week 1 and week 2 so that also you're able to see how we started the program. So let's get started. So this is how the portal looks like, and we are currently on the week 3 module page. So you just click the drop down arrow and then click on the welcome to week 3. So this is just to get you started. And then when you open it, you will see an introductory video. So this is just a deep dive from one of the coaches. So she's just explaining what you expect in that video. You can play the video. And then when you click the plus, it just gives you the transcription, the transcript where you're able to see what she's trying to explain. And then when you scroll down, you'll see they've tried to help you schedule your week so that you're able to finish the week 3 module. So we'll go up just to see what next. So I'll click on the next one. So here you'd expect to have the recap quiz and the milestone. So you will always click the plus buttons to see what all this is in what all this entails. So you can see there they've explained what you'll see under the milestone or what is expected of you under the milestone. And then there's the recap quiz. It's also explained. So just note after every module, you're able to do a recap quiz and a milestone. So those are the two things you'd be expected to do. So we'll move to the next section, which is essential VA tools and technical skills. So in here, you are expected to answer some questions. So in this case, I already answered the quiz question. And what is normally there is, have you completed all the content in this module? So since I already went through the introductory section, watch the video, I would say yes, and you will see the message that you are seeing there. And then after you've clicked that part of quiz questions, it will open the tasks whereby you are also asked a question. And in this case, you have to select some options so you have the option of done and then check your code. So you have to check your code for the done option to be selected. So that means you've completed the entire section. So this is very important because if you do not do so, it will indicate that you've not completed that. After we are done with the introduction part, we will move to the next section. I advise you use the arrows right below, the 2 arrows, to move to the next section. That way it's easier. So here we are going through the Google Workspace, and they've briefly explained and provided videos from different people who've done this course so that you can have a little bit insight on the same. So you're just going to click the plus to see what is entailed in this page, and you're able to get just a brief on what you'd expect. So when you are done, again click the arrows right below where you have next rather than going to the course names, because I find it easier clicking the arrows rather than going the other side because we might get confused. So we'll click the arrow, and then now under the Google Workspace, there are details that they've provided, and there's a video which you can go through just to understand more. So the next part, you have activities. So activity 1, you are supposed to create your Google account. If you have it, no need. But if you do not have it, you'll have to create one. And they also have a guide on how to do that from the link. Then the next activity is you will need to have a checklist. So the checklist is meant to help you check what you are able to do and what you're not able to do. So you'll need to save that checklist in your Google Drive. So that's how you do it. So you just make a copy and save it to your Google Drive. So that checklist is to help you indicate what you're good at, what do you know, what don't you know. So like for me, this is my this is a folder for week 3 in my Google Drive, and you can see the checklist as the first thing that I have. So make sure you create a copy of the checklist because you're going to use it throughout this session. So I'll just go back to where I was creating the copy and go back to the portal. So that's how you should go about it. Yeah. So I just went to the drive to show you the checklist, how I saved it on my drive. So when you're done, click next. Remember, I told you to use the next option rather than going back. You might get confused. The next section is if you're done with everything, what I've showed you, you have quizzes. So remember this I explained in on the introductory part. So you have the quiz you have to answer, and you have to also check your code so that you're able to move to the next one. The next part is Gmail for VS. So remember our checklist. From here going forward, you're going to use that checklist. So for Gmail for VS, they've briefly explained. They are talking about now the checklist. Now we'll have to go back to our checklist. Remember we saved it, so we need to go back there. They've just tried to explain the whole thing. So this is my checklist, and this is the Gmail section. So we have several sections in here, and since we started with Gmail, you have to check what skill you have. So you can see here I selected what skill I have, and what I do not have I've indicated as no. But here they already explain everything for you. So they also have a section which is optional. I didn't click on it, but you have that section. I think it's a video that you should be able to watch. Apologies for that. Then click next. When you go next, now you've created your Gmail account. You'll need to create Gmail signatures. So these are normally appended at the end of your email, and they've explained to you how you're going to go about it. The good thing is they have screenshot, so that way it's easy for you to understand even better. So you'll just scroll all the way down. If you've not done this process, you'll have to do it. Yeah, and then now click next. Now when you go to the next section, we are going to do Google Calendar for VS. So this is managing creating or managing your calendar. You can see there we have the calendar checklist. This same calendar checklist, we already have it in our checklist that we already saved. So when you go to the checklist, the next sheet indicates G, calendar. So they ask you what skill you have, and you can see there I selected all of them because I understood them. And then you have a video that would just explain to you how to use Google Calendar for those who've not used it before. So it briefly explains that to you. You can just see there. Then we're going to click next. For the next section, we have Google Drive. Again, they just briefly explain about Google Drive. We'll go back to our checklist. That section is checking on the Google Drive checklist. That means we need to go back to our checklist. They've asked you to open it there. So we've gone back. I'll click the drive, and then that's what you can see. So those are the skills that I have. There are some that I do not have, so I didn't check them. And then you have the section. The good thing is they provide you with content that can guide you if you are new in this. So there's a video, there's a short video, and then there's even a longer video that would help you understand even much better. So there's also an activity on how to organize your drive. So they've explained to you what to do. So you need to go through that and make sure you've done exactly what they've told you. So go through that and do as they've explained. We are going to go next. The next section is now you've completed that section and you need to answer the quiz. The quiz question, you have to say yes. When you say yes, it opens the tasks and you have to check your code. When you check your code, that's when the done button is activated. So we're going to go next. And then next, we're going to discuss or go through the Google Docs for VS. So again, remember we had the checklist. That's why I said this section we're going to be referring to our checklist. They've explained everything in there. So we'll need to go to the checklist that I already have. You can go through the notes just to understand what they're saying. But we're going to open the checklist and you're going to go to the Docs tab. You can see I've selected some, and this was the most challenging section. Like you can see, I do have like it's like 50-50. So I have the part of the skills, I do not have part of the skills. The good thing is they provided videos for you to go through and understand. Then we are going to go to the next section, and these are even additional videos. So besides the ones that are already on the checklist, you also have these ones here, and they have timestamps where you can easily click on what you're looking for. So that's the good thing about this. So they've tried their best to make sure that it's easy for you to study. So they have a detailed one, and they also have one that is simplified for you. So it's you to make sure that you've gone through all this. Make sure you go through this, yeah. So they've briefly explained in some sections, they've detailed everything for you. Make sure you go through that. So when we are done, you're going to click next. So on the next section, they are giving you tutorials on the Google Docs. So when you read through, they've explained everything for you. And then now they have the tutorials are optional, but I'd advise you go through them if you are new or you do not understand the Google Docs part. Make sure you go through the tutorials, regardless of the fact that they are optional. Please go through them. So for me, for the sections that I indicated I'm not skilled, I have to go through and read through them to understand. That's the whole purpose of this course. Make sure you understand each and every skill set, because this is what you're going to use in case you get the VA job. So we are going to click next. In this section, now we are working with Google Sheets. The other one was Google Docs. This is Google Sheet. We are going to do the same process. We are going to go to our checklist and check what you are skilled in and what you're not skilled in. In my sheet or my checklist under sheets, you can see I've indicated actually this had the most skills. Google Sheet is very detailed, so you can see there it's like 70 to 30%. So yeah, that's what I selected. So you have the video. Most videos are optional. I'd advise that you go through them. They do help you a lot, and the good thing is they have timestamp. You can click on what you are interested in. So you're going to go next. So here they've provided us with the Google Sheet tutorial. So again, these are just videos to guide you into understanding the Google Sheets. I think this video was disabled by the video owner. When I did the course, I was able to watch it from here, but I think the video owner has restricted it, so you'll have to open it on YouTube. We still have another video that you'll need to go through it, and they do have timestamps. I like timestamps because if I have something I know, I will not need to open it. I'll just go to what I do not know and read through. So we are back to the other one. So instead of watching it from here, just click watch on YouTube and you'll be able to watch it. So we are going to go next. And then next, again, after every section, you do have a quiz. Make sure you answer the quiz. And after the quiz, you'll have the tasks option. Make sure you check your code. It's when you check your code, the option for done is activated. So next, we're going to go through the Google Slides for VA. Again, there's the checklist. This checklist, you have to make sure you use it. That's why we saved it. So you'll go to the checklist under the Google Slide tab. You already filled this, so check how you're trending in terms of the skill set. Yes. And then just scroll down. You also have tutorials that take you through how to use the Google Slide. The good thing is they have enough videos, so this is another video. And the good thing, it has timestamps. You can select whichever part you are interested in. So we're going to go next. And the next part is Google Forms for VS. So this entails how to use Google Forms. There's some explanation, and again, we are supposed to go to the checklist. So when you read through, you'll see what they're explaining, and basically you have to go through the checklist. So I'll just go down, scroll down, open the checklist part, and then we are going to go to our checklist. So we are going to open the Form tab, Google Forms. So I rarely use Google Form. If I use them, it's once in a while, and I just use simple options. So you can see here, it's like I'm only good at like 20%. So this is an area that I need to improve on. It means I need to go through the videos and understand all about Google Forms. So there are links there, and that means I need to go through this. Given that I'm not that skilled, I'll have to watch this video that explains all about the Google Form. I'd also have to watch the other video so that I understand fully how to go about Google Forms. So this is something that I would work on and make sure that I understand the whole Google Forms concept. So I'll just scroll down and we are going to go to the next section. So here the ALX team is celebrating you for coming this far. So there's a video there that you can watch, and also there's a section where you will click Return Celebrate, which will take you to the community section on the portal. And here you're supposed to create a post. So you just type and then I think they've already given the details of how you're going to add it. And then you're going to put a title and the message. Make sure you select the correct community and then go ahead and publish. So since I already did that, I do not need to do that anymore. But this is the community section where you interact with your peers. So we're going to go next. So next is the quiz section. So we have the quiz questions. Please answer that. Also select the check code and then it's done. So you're going to move next. So next we have managing clients' calendar. And here they've briefly explained what is calendar management. They have sections. So the first section is questions to ask yourself. The other section is questions to ask your client or your manager. So they've briefly listed, actually they've listed the questions. And then there's a section where you're supposed to have the calendar management questionnaire. So for me, what I did is I saved this. So for you to save it, you'll have to open, make a copy and save it to your Google Drive where we had the checklist. So we're going to go back, and then the last section is a tutorial of just trying to see if I have everything, and questions to ask your manager or client. So I just showed you what to do. Open. So this is the drive. This is where I saved it. I saved it as calendar management questionnaire, and I like saving with my name. So we are done with that part, and just confirm that's the Google Drive. I've opened it. So this is how it looks like. You will actually remember what you've learned in the previous section. So to my left, I tried and added titles so that when I click on each title, it takes me to that section. So also keep on practicing what you've learned. That way you'll remember. So this is my calendar management questionnaire. I did save it on my Google Drive. So we'll go back to the portal, and there's the tutorial and the self-reflect. So you'll just read through to understand more. That is the tutorial. You can always watch it from here or open it on YouTube and watch. So we are going to go next. So this is an interesting section in terms of time zones. So remember that you'll be working with clients from different countries and we all have different time zones. So you're going to watch this video, which is very interesting to understand the whole concept. Actually, the video is very interesting, so watch it. And then these are just notes and details explaining the time zone. You don't have to understand them right now, but as you work on the calendar and work with different clients, I'm pretty sure you'll be able to understand. So time zone is quite an interesting thing. And then here you have to click here to go to the community and just share what time zone you are in and give it in the same format that, let's say, you would if you were to create a meeting for a client who is not within your time zone. For example, if I was to do Nairobi, so I'll just say a GMT +3. So that way it's explained, or the person who looks at it is able to understand. It's just the same process as what I showed you when you are celebrating your milestone. So you also do the same. So we're going to go next. Calendar events and tools. Again, they explain how to label calendar events. You have a tutorial there. When you go down, you have some notes on which scheduling apps you can use. So they're all listed there. You can go through it. And then we have the Google Calendar scheduler. So they have a tutorial explaining the same on booking schedule tutorial. So there is a tutorial there that you need to go through. And then when you are done, I'm just checking if everything is okay. So I'm going to go ahead and click next. So next, you are going to apply your calendar management skills. And there's a self-reflect there. So there's an activity that you need to do. You're going to manage your calendar. So remember, this is part of your milestone. That's why I'm showing you. Make sure you do this because you're going to, at the end of the video, you'll see me doing this. You're going to have it on your milestone. So make sure you go through this, create, do your activity because you're going to submit in the milestone. You can see there you need to create to take a screenshot. That means you need to do the activity, and they've explained the details. So this is how my calendar looks like. This is the calendar that I created, and that's the screenshot that I took and saved it on my Google Drive so that I could share when I'm doing my milestone. So that's just a screenshot they shared with us just to see what is expected of you. So go through the notes to understand. So just again counter checking and reminding you that there's the milestone and you'll need to share this activity on the milestone. So there is this part that has fun fact. So it's quite an interesting thing. So they just explain the time difference and all. So you can try and read it. So you're going to go next. So the next section is the quiz and the tasks. You already know how to go about this. I wouldn't explain further, but make sure you answer the quiz and the task. You check the code, as you can see there. And we move to the next one. They have something similar to what so next you're going to manage a client's calendar. So there are questions there explained, and there's just a checklist of what you would look into if you are managing the client's inbox. So the questions are similar to what we had in managing the client's calendar. Not the questions, but it's the course is detailed similar to what we had with managing the client's calendar. So you're going to again create a checklist specifically for managing client inbox. Make sure you make a copy, save it to your drive. And then I'll just go to my drive and show you where it is. You can see it's the next one. So I've just opened it to show you how it looks like. So this is how it looks like. If you were to scroll down, that's what we have in there. And we also have the, so we'd go back to the drive just to show you. And then, sorry, I'm just closing all this. So we'll go back to the portal and we're going to click next. So here you're going to practice your inbox management skills the same way we practiced calendar management. So they have an activity for you. Please go through the details and the explanation and make sure you do the activity because again you're going to share it in the milestone section. The good thing is they have screenshot and if they've explained what is expected of you, and that way you are able to know what exactly you should do. Make sure you work on this because it's going to be used on the milestone. So I'll just scroll down and I'm going to click next. So again, remember, you have a quiz. You're going to answer that, say yes, and then do a check your code so that you're able to complete that. So we're going to go next. So next is Gmail for VS. Remember, we had done this in the third section where we had Gmail, Google Drive, and Google Calendar. So this one is under the milestone and it's more detailed, but whatever content is here is what we have on the other section. So we are doing the same thing. So we went to our Google Drive, onto the checklist under the Gmail. So you can see what skill you have, what skill you do not have. So we already reviewed that checklist. And then there's, I'm just checking if everything is okay. So read through. So there's the Gmail tutorial for beginners, which is just briefly explains the whole concept. And then they're also asking about the skill that you're going to apply after going through this. So we're going to click next. So under that, we have Google Calendar for VS. So again, the same process we did when we were working on the third section, which is Gmail, Google Drive, and Google Calendar, is what's going to happen here. So it might be confusing because at one point I also got confused. I was like, am I repeating the same thing that I already did? But I think there's a reason why they do have that in there. So they've put tutorials, how to use Google Calendar, and also you have sections where you have to open your calendar, and they have screenshots just showing you how the calendar would look like when you've scheduled your meeting and you're able to manage your calendar well. So I was just randomly going through that to make sure that everything is okay. You can see I was a bit confused. It looked similar to what I'd done before. So if you see me here trying to look around, I just wanted to make sure I'm on a different section. So that's what you have here. So when you scroll down, you have something like on your calendar and inbox. There is a brief summary there, how to manage your calendar. You're going to read through that. So the good thing is it's detailed, so you're going to understand exactly what is expected of you. So the next thing is you're going to create your inbox, and they have all the details there. So they also have somewhere where you're going to practice to do your management, calendar management. And then now when you go down, this is where now I was telling you you'll need to make your submission. You're going to submit your activity under the milestone. So that means you need to select a file. So remember, you already saved the 2 screenshots for calendar management and inbox management. This is where they come in. So you're going to choose the file. So I was just reading through to make sure I'm selecting the correct file. So it's taking a while. Let's see if it's going to work. So I already selected the file. So we are going to go to the next section where I'm going to select the inbox screenshot. So I've already selected that one also. So just remember, so I was recording my screen and it seems like it didn't go to where my files are. So you're going to bear with me, but you can clearly see I selected all those two activities, calendar management and inbox management. So when you're done, what you need to do is you are supposed to submit. So you're going to click submit. So when you submit, you can see the file is already there. Under upload file 1, you can see the file is already there. So we are going to go to the next one, inbox management. You're going to submit. So we've clicked there. So we are going to submit. And there it is, already selected. But I was getting an error. So what I did, I took the screenshot for that error and I saved it somewhere so that I could reach out to the ALX team just to confirm that it's not going to affect what I've already attached, or the file that I've already attached. But it was a bit confusing, but then I just went ahead because I could see it's already attached. So we're going to click next. So next, here you have the recap quiz. So when you're done with the milestone, you've attached your documents, you have the recap quiz. So you're supposed to click start and do the quiz. And when you are done, you should be done with the week 3 course, but I think I have the next video to show you. This part is self-explanatory, so I'll just go through it, and I'm not going to do a voiceover. I'll put some music, and in case I reach to a section that I need to explain, because I know there's a part where I needed to do something, so we're going to just watch it until we get to that part, and I'll briefly explain the same. And we are done with the quiz, so I've just scrolled to confirm that indeed I've finished the quiz. So we are done. So I've just gone to the projects page to verify that I've completed week 3. So I'm just checking the score. So I've scrolled down and I have checked week 3. I'm just confirming the details, and then when I went, I checked and I was still at 0%. So I definitely did not do something right. So I've opened to see what's not completed, and indeed I did not complete the milestone activity. So remember, I'd mentioned that you have to check your code for it to indicate done, and that means that you've completed a given section. So I didn't do that for the milestone activity, for the 2 activities. So I'm going to do that right now. Check your code and then go ahead and check. And then when it's done, you'll get a message to indicate that you are done. So I'll just go ahead and close that interface and move to the next part on inbox management, which I also had not completed. So whatever you're seeing up there is what is supposed to happen down here. So we are going to check our code. Then we've started. So it takes a while, but when it's done, you just close and it should be complete. So by doing this, I expect that all is well. So what I'm going to do is I'm just confirming, making sure everything is okay. I'm just confirming to make sure everything is okay. So I'm going back to projects page. I'll have to click the projects page. Sorry about that. So I've gone back to the projects page. I've gone to week 3, and you can check and see that indeed now it's complete. So make sure you perform that process. I've been mentioning that through the video, and I might have skipped this specific section, but make sure you check the code so that your whole course or module is complete. So I just went home to see how I'm trending. I'm at 94. I just checked to see the details on the breakdown. I did do well for week 3. So that's 80%, and I think the score should be 70%. I'm at 80, but I should have done better. So you saw the question that I failed, I think I failed 2 questions if I'm not wrong. Yeah. So I was just going through the quiz to try and see which questions I failed. So like also you can see the score for week 1. That's how I was trending. I think I was at 90. Week 2 I was at 100%. That's the time it took me to complete it. That's the score. For week 3, that's when I did it, and that's the time, the duration, and that's the score. So I wanted to see which question I failed. So basically, I was just trying to figure out where exactly to check. I think I should have gone to details. Yeah, so under details, when you click there, you're able to see all your questions, all the details. So I just went back to show you again. So under when you click evaluation quizzes, you'll see all the details, and you click detail and you're able to see all your questions there, and you can see what you failed and what you passed. So you can see here how I performed, and I can see question 2 I did fail. So yeah, that is it. I'm just reading through to understand what I did wrong. So that's question 2. I failed that one, and you can see they've provided the answer. I scroll down to see if there's any other question that I failed. Yeah, so there's this one that I think I also indicated. I don't know if I indicated on the video that I failed, but I also failed question 9. So question 2 and 9, I didn't do well, so I failed that. But basically, that's how you are able to check how you performed on your quizzes. So evaluation quizzes, you'll find all the quizzes, and you'll click details to see more. Yeah.